What if the hardest decision of your life led to the greatest blessing you'd ever receive? Ruth was a young widow with nothing, no home, no future, no security. But when given the choice to go back to her old life or step into the unknown, she chose faith, loyalty, and love. Little did she know, her decision would change history forever. This is the story of Ruth, a tale of loyalty, hope, and the remarkable ways love can transform a life. A long time ago, in the land of Israel, there was a terrible famine. The rain stopped, the crops dried up, and there was little food to eat. Because of this, a man named Elimelech took his wife, Naomi, and their 2 sons to a faraway country called Moab, where there was plenty of food. For a while, things went well. Naomi's sons grew up and married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other named Ruth. Ruth was kind and gentle, and she loved Naomi like a mother. But then something very sad happened. First, Elimelech died. Then, both of Naomi's sons also died. Naomi, Orpah, and Ruth were left all alone. One day, Naomi heard good news. God had blessed Israel again, and the famine was over. She decided to go back home to Bethlehem. She told Ruth and Orpah, "Go back to your families, my daughters. May God bless you with new husbands and a happy life." Orpah hugged Naomi and went home, but Ruth held on to Naomi tightly. "I won't leave you," Ruth said. "Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Naomi saw how much Ruth loved her, so she let her come along. The 2 women traveled a long way to Bethlehem, walking dusty roads under the hot sun. When they finally arrived, people whispered, "Is this Naomi? She looks so sad." Naomi sighed. "Do not call me Naomi, which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter, for God has made my life very hard." But Ruth did not complain. She was strong and ready to help Naomi however she could. One day, Ruth said, "Let me go to the fields and gather leftover grain so we can have food." Naomi agreed, so Ruth went out to work. She walked behind the harvesters, picking up bits of barley that were left behind. She worked hard under the hot sun, her hands gathering grain, while her heart stayed full of hope. Boaz was a rich and important man in Bethlehem. He owned the field where Ruth was gathering grain. As he watched her work, he noticed how hard she labored and how kind she was to Naomi. "Who is that young woman?" Boaz asked his workers. "She is Ruth, the Moabite woman who came with Naomi." They replied, "She has been working all day without resting." Boaz was impressed. He walked over to Ruth and said kindly, "Stay in my fields and gather as much grain as you need. My workers will not bother you. When you are thirsty, drink from our water jars." Ruth bowed low and said, "Why are you being so kind to me? I am just a foreigner." Boaz smiled. "I have heard how you left your home to care for Naomi. May the Lord bless you for your kindness." That evening, Ruth carried a large bundle of grain back to Naomi. Naomi's eyes widened in surprise. "Where did you gather all this?" she asked. "In the field of a kind man named Boaz," Ruth said. Naomi's face lit up with joy. "Boaz is a relative of my husband. He is one of our family's redeemers." A redeemer was someone who could help a family in trouble. Naomi knew that if Boaz married Ruth, they would be safe and cared for. Later, Naomi gave Ruth special instructions. "Tonight, Boaz will be at the threshing floor, where they prepare the grain. When he is asleep, go and lie at his feet. This is a way of asking him to take care of us as our family redeemer." Ruth obeyed. That night, she quietly lay at Boaz's feet. When Boaz woke up, he was surprised. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am Ruth," she said softly. "Please take care of me and Naomi as our redeemer." Boaz smiled. "You have shown great kindness. Ruth, I will do as you ask, but first, I must settle everything properly." The next day, Boaz went to the city gate, where important decisions were made. He spoke to the elders and another relative who had the first right to marry Ruth. "Do you want to redeem Naomi's land and marry Ruth?" Boaz asked. The man shook his head. "No, I cannot." Then, in front of everyone, Boaz said, "I will redeem Naomi's land and take Ruth as my wife." The people cheered. "May the Lord bless you and give you many children," they said. Boaz and Ruth were married, and soon God gave them a son named Obed. Naomi held the baby in her arms with joy, knowing God had turned her sadness into happiness. Obed later became the grandfather of King David, and many generations later, Jesus was born from this same family line. Ruth's story teaches us that faithfulness and kindness never go unnoticed, even in the darkest moments. Choosing love and integrity can lead to blessings beyond imagination. No matter where you come from, your story isn't over. Sometimes the best is yet to come.